Good morning. It is July 14th, so it is almost the last day that you can submit your coasting along mystery knit along FOs for prizes. I have a couple good prizes, and I'll look at it all and see how many actual finished objects we are, and then figure out how many prizes I give and all of that, because I really like, I don't know, there was a make along a while ago where there was like 500 entries or something, like a large number, and then the host was like, and we're going to give away one prize, which I understand is not the reason for doing things and all that stuff, but I'm like, I don't know, it just felt like, I don't know. I'm fortunate to have the ability to give away more than just that. So I want to do that, because there was a time when I couldn't, right? Shay and I have talked about before, when we were both in college, that I had to be very, very budget conscious about my knitting and crocheting. I made my Sophie's Universe out of 2 balls of Pound of Love. So I think my Sophie's Universe, because I couponed it, and this was like 2010. No, maybe it was later than that. Maybe it was like 2014. I made my Sophie's Universe for like 17 bucks. Because that's what I could afford. So let's see. Finished objects. I did not finish anything yesterday. Yeah, nothing got finished. I am working on hopefully finishing another pair of my Christmas socks today. You're like, wow, she knits fast. Yes, I do knit fast. 2, while I have a full-time job, I'm not working my full-time job right now because it is summer, and it's summer break. I'm a teacher. And 3, they're cranked socks. So if it seems like I'm churning them out really, really fast, it's because I am, because of all these other factors, right? And like the other socks were DK weight socks, and I also have tiny feet. So all of these like caveats to why I'm able to do this quickly. Yes. Also, my children are a little bit older, so they play a little bit independently, or they also don't want me to play with them sometimes, because like my older daughter was like, don't come into the clubhouse. They built a little fort, because last time I was too big and I knocked it over, so I was not invited into the clubhouse. So sometimes I get some time. So no finished objects for today. Whips, I did start lots. So the whips that I'm working on is one, my Granny Advent, that I will be working on from now until my daughters leave home in a decade or so, because it's these little tiny squares. So still working on that. Putting in 1 color a day in my hexie, because that's going pretty good. I've stopped making mistakes in my counting. I've actually bothered to count my stitches instead of just wing them, which is probably what I should have done in the first place, but it'll be fine. Then I am working on, I started a new pair of socks. That was my the sock 2 from yesterday's video, which is, I think it's Holidays at Williamsburg by Destination Yarn. It is a partial skein from my sister. And then the red I'm using is Market Flowers from La Jolla. It's La Jolla by Ba Yarns. Had it in stash for like 15 years, and all I have left is like 20 gram ball. It's been gradually used in a bunch of stuff, but I'm finally using it up. I cast on the Stephen West Color Opportunity socks, which I'm so hesitant. One, I'm knitting like the leg, right? I'm knitting the leg, which truly feels like I'm knitting a shawl for my ankle. Like the level of complex that the pattern is like the level you would see for like a shawl, which I guess makes it worth your $6. But so I started that. It started with a provisional cast on. I use my barber cords for the provisional cast on, so that's better. And I realized that's why I didn't want to start it, because I can't stand doing a provisional cast on. So yeah, I started it. I'm really hesitant that these are gonna fit me. And I know you can knit socks for other people, but I don't want to. I want these to be for me. Because it's all about row gauge, right? So you're gonna have to measure it around like the circumference of my ankle and then graft it together. All of this is on his public YouTube, so it's not like I'm giving away the public pattern or anything like that. It is paid for pattern, but it is on his YouTube video, so you can totally see what he's doing. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna keep knitting, see how it goes. And like the cast on is making the length of the sock really long already. Like it's much longer than I would normally have made for my cuff or for my leg of a sock in the first place. And I noticed the pattern says it's the leg, not the cuff. So there might be more, right? There might be more added to the cuff, which makes sense, but like I realized that I have abnormally, like I'm not the norm for shoe size. So I make really short socks in comparison to what most people make, but I'm super hesitant that these are not gonna work out. And there's no real way to like adjust it because the construction is so different than how you would normally make socks. So I'm gonna knit them. I'm gonna see how they come out, but yeah, we'll see. Shaylee and I are thinking that maybe Stephen West isn't for us. We're definitely not doing the shawl, and depending on how these socks go, we may not do the socks either. His work is beautiful, but sometimes it feels unnecessarily complicated. So yes, there's that. I also started my Hanukkah sweater. I did the cuff. It is bottom up, which is not a construction I'm used to. And it starts with the sleeves, which is fine. So I did the sleeves. I did my cuff on one of my sleeves. And then I was ready to start the color work. It's cute little dreidels. And then I was like, wait, I need this cuff on Magic Loop. I can't do color work accurately on Magic Loop. But I don't have this needle size for 9-inch circulars. So my debate is, do I just order them? Do I go buy them from my local yarn store? Here's the other conundrum. One of my local yarn stores is on the way to what we're doing today, which I'll talk about in a second. But I don't like them that much, so I don't really want to like give them my business. They've been all right most of the time. Like they've been all right. That's all it is they've been all right, and it's passed through a bunch of different owners, but they're just a little like kind of look down on me a little bit. Yeah, so that's not a good vibe. The other one is 35 minutes in the opposite direction and not open today or Monday, so we'll see how that goes. What I'm currently doing, and I'm going to see if this works out, is I have size 8 DPNs, and I'm going to see if I can knit these sleeves on DPNs. Because the problem I have with the gauge on Magic Loops is because it's the cord, I pull it too tight. But on DPNs, you can't do that because there's no cord. But then you're also using DPNs to knit a 15-inch, two 15-inch sleeves. So we'll see how that goes. I am going to give it a shot. I'm also going to cast on the body because I know I can knit the body. So I may knit the body at the same time I'm knitting the sleeves so I can give myself a break from the DPNs. We'll see how it goes. It all starts the same. It starts with dreidels, but the tricky part is for this first one, the I guess markings on the dreidels are different, right? Like when you spin the dreidel, right, it falls down, and whatever pops up is what you is how you play dreidel. So, but for each dreidel that goes like across your belly or across your seam, it's a different symbol or letter, right? So that means the pattern doesn't repeat. Yeah. it'll make sense when I'm getting it. But so I can't really memorize the dreidel. So we'll see how it goes. I love playing dreidel. I used to play with my best friend all the time, and she'd make up rhymes so I could remember what they meant, like shin shin put one in, right? So she would help me remember, and I had a great time playing dreidel. I want to play with my kids once they're a little bit older. Okay, I think that's it. Today is a speed day in terms of running, so it should be a quick run. Eleanor has a makeup swim lesson, but I'm not taking her. Daniel is. And then we're hanging out because it's pretty hot, so we're gonna hang out all day, kind of relax. And tonight we are going to the Obon Festival in downtown San Jose. The Japanese Obon Festival happens every year in basically mid-July or August. Like, it spans July and August. It's a festival. There's there's always dancing. There's a chidori band, and it's a celebration of and remembering of your ancestors. So we used to go all the time when we lived in San Leandro. We went to the Oakland Buddhist Temple. And now, since the pandemic and having kids and stuff, it's been busy. But we're going to the downtown San Jose one. And one of my friends is like heavily involved in the Mountain View Buddhist church, so we may go to theirs, which is next weekend. I guess it would be similar, I guess, in celebration style, I guess, like Dia de los Muertos. It's obviously very different, but like a similar like reason for celebrating. I guess it's very fun. We're gonna go when it's late at night at like 6, so I can feed the kids already, and then just go for the dancing. There's taiko drumming, but I think it might be too loud for my kids. I used to play taiko when I was in high school, and there's going to be crafts, and the shops will be open in Japantown. I hope that they have ikebana, which is like floral arranging. But the Mountain View one is supposed to have like kids ikebana, so that my kids could try it, which is awesome. So I'll let you know how that goes. Should be super fun. I hope they do the baseball dance. It's the only one I'm really good at. All right, bye. Okay, next task is I have to clean my drawers because they don't close. Because I have too much clothes in them, and I keep making too many socks for like when I knit too many socks. So my drawers don't close, and I need to sort through my shirts because I want to buy new shirts, but I can't do that if my drawers don't close. So that's my new latest exciting task. All right, we are converting Eleanor's crib into a toddler bed. Let's see how this goes.